guys. So we are starting day 2 of lesson 25.2. Yesterday we talked all about carbohydrates. Today we're going to talk about fats and proteins and what they're used for in the body and their importance, and what are good fats and what are the important different types of amino acids that we need. All right, so let's just get into fats first. Fats are the most concentrated energy source available to the body, which basically means that, remember how we said earlier, every gram of carbohydrates and proteins has 4 calories, but every gram of fats has 9 calories. This basically means that it has more energy stored inside of it. All right? They are digested in the small intestine using bile and other enzymes, and then they're absorbed and circulated through the blood and taken to different parts of the body where they're needed. So you guys remember when we were talking about the cell membrane, how it is made up of phospholipids? Phospholipids require fat. Lipids are technically fats. It's just another word for fats, which means that even just to build your own cells, even the good cells, you need fats to do that. Fats are not the enemy like a lot of people would make you think. They're extremely important in your diet, but you have to be careful where you get your fat from and which type of fat you are actually getting. All right, so as you can see here, I'm sure you can tell which one is the good fat and which one is the bad fat. You've probably heard avocados have good fat, and we'll get into that in a minute. So we have 2 different types of fats. We have saturated fats and we have unsaturated fats, right? So this is a saturated fat. It is flat and straight, and it's actually the one that is considered to be a bad fat. Unsaturated fats have a bend in them, and this bend is actually very important. This is what keeps them healthy, and this is why unsaturated fats are considered to be healthy fats. All right? So, saturated fats are found in meats and dairy, right? Which means like butter and all of that. So basically, these are solid at room temperature. So when you take butter out of the refrigerator, you can tell that it's solid. This is because these fats are flat, which means that they can stack on top of each other and they can turn into a solid block, right? And saturated fats are not necessarily needed in your body in very high amounts. And this is why when you have too many saturated fats, they can start to clog your arteries, which will cause your heart to become weaker. It'll have to work harder to do anything. This ends up leading to high blood pressure and cholesterol. So if you are eating a lot of animal products, and by the way, coconuts are also considered to have a lot of saturated fats in them because they're also solid at room temperature, these are actually really bad for you. The good type of fat, which I know you guys have heard of, are unsaturated fats. So an example of these are like omega-6 and omega-3. You've probably seen on the cartons of eggs, these eggs contain omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids, all of that. Those are the good ones, right? So these types of fats, unsaturated fats, come from vegetables and sometimes from fish, right? They're good for you, and they are liquid at room temperature. So unlike saturated fats, which are flat, which can stack on top of each other and become solid, these ones have a bend in them, so they stay liquid. This is like your olive oil, your vegetable oil, all of that are unsaturated fats because they stay liquid at room temperature and they are required by your body and they're important to you. Unsaturated fats are not necessarily associated with heart disease, okay? Unless if you eat way too many of them. Remember, everything is important in moderation. So now we're going to get into proteins. Proteins are building blocks required by our body. They are used to build your muscles. They're used to build enzymes, which help you digest things. They help you to see. They help you to do everything that you need in your body. Proteins are extremely important. So basically, when you eat a protein like this, it gets digested into amino acids, and then your body uses the amino acids to build your own proteins, kind of like Legos. You take a structure apart, and then you use the building blocks to build something else, right? So the proteins in your body are made up of 20 different types of amino acids. 12 of these amino acids can be produced inside of your body, right? Which means that you don't actually have to eat them to get them. Your body just makes them. The remaining 8 of these amino acids your body cannot produce, and this is why you have to get these from your food. So if you decide to live a lifestyle which cuts protein out of your diet completely, you will not be getting these 8 amino acids. You won't be able to build your own proteins, and eventually this will lead to a lot of very bad side effects. So let's just compare meat-based versus plant-based. So in order to maintain a healthy lifestyle or a healthy diet, you have to get all 8 essential amino acids. These are the ones that your body cannot produce. The remaining 12, your body can make them. It's not a huge deal. So if you live on a meat-based diet, most meat products contain all 8 essential amino acids in the right quantities, so you don't really have to do any math. You just know if I eat this meat, I will get everything that I need and I'm okay. Or I will get all the proteins that I need and I'm okay. If you're a vegetarian or a vegan and you live on a plant-based diet, it is still possible to get all 8 essential amino acids because remember, plants also have a lot of proteins. However, some plants may have 5 of these amino acids and a very small number of the remaining ones, or it might have a bunch of the other amino acids, but it's not very common to find a plant that contains a good number of all 8 essential amino acids. So, in order to live a healthy lifestyle and live it on a plant-based lifestyle, what you need to do is combine different foods. You have to combine different types of plants which contain all together your 8 essential amino acids. So I can't say, okay, so I want to only eat carrots from now on, and that's it. Or I want to only eat broccoli from now on, and that's it. That's how I'm going to lose weight, blah, 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 all of that. In the end of the day, yes, you will lose weight, but you are also losing a lot of proteins because this carrot will not contain every amino acid that you need. You'll start to become weak. Different body parts will start to break down to provide protein to other body parts where they're needed, and it'll just be really bad for you. So a good meal which contains all 8 essential amino acids, if you are deciding to live on a plant-based diet, is beans with rice. Together, they will provide everything that you need. However, again, the key is variety when you want to become a vegetarian. You have to think about that. It's possible to live a healthy lifestyle, but you have to be smart. All right, so a healthy diet should include 30% grains. So this is like rice, bread, noodles, whatever. It's a grain, it has to come from somewhere. It could also be oatmeal, they can be healthy grains too. And then 30% vegetables, and then 20% fruit, and 20% protein, and a small side of dairy. This will make sure that you get all of your essential nutrients every day, all right? All right, guys, so you can go ahead and work on your quiz. Good luck.